guess you'd rather be in Colorado.
Have you ever noticed that small town we drive by on our way to the mountains for ski school? Yeah, that's Georgetown. It was the promise of fortune and the thrill of adventure that drew the Griffith siblings there in search of gold. With the help of junior achievement, kids like me are going to take control of their futures, just like the Griffith Brothers. Please turn your attention to the video to learn how the Griffith Brothers found Georgetown's silver lining.
Historic Georgetown has always attracted those looking for something special. Nestled between majestic peaks, tourists flock to the area to ride on the Georgetown Loop Railroad, explore the outdoors, and to dine and shop in the quaint downtown area. But over a century ago, the promise of fortune drew a rare breed of adventurous prospectors. George F. Griffith and David T. Griffith were two boys from Kentucky who worked their way up from Clear Creek and stumbled on a vein of gold.
So they end up in this area in 1859 as the gold rush is starting up. They start off in sort of west of Idaho Springs, just a little bit in the area known as the Spanish Bar. They're sort of late to that party, so they start moving further west, end up in what becomes Georgetown. George finds a fairly wealthy strike, what appears to be a fairly wealthy strike, and starts working that, and brings out a good bit of money from it initially.
Shortly after, they were joined by their older brother, John. Just after George made his strike, he heard of a rich find in northern Larimer County and dropped everything to head north. While George pursued the new bonanza, John brought his wife and father, Jefferson Griffith, to Colorado from Iowa.
And as they go to come back, they find that it's very difficult to get there. There's no road. And so the brothers put out some money and actually build a toll road from Central City to Georgetown in order to get themselves there with their equipment.
The party began building the road in June of 1860 at a cost of $1,500. The Griffiths continued to improve their camp as David returned from the east with a stamp mill.
Their real claim to fame is the Griffith Mining District. That's what they're setting up. And the site of Georgetown is considered sort of the home base for the Griffith Mining District. What's interesting about the Griffiths, they all had some experience with law or with creating frontier towns, being involved in frontier towns. So they bring that expertise to Georgetown and create a fairly comprehensive system of mining laws in town.
They also had an interesting law for women settlers.
They set it up so that the first 10 women who become permanent residents of Georgetown are able to pick any unoccupied lot in the town site and claim it as their own.
And conservation efforts to preserve the area's trees were put into place early on.
So the Griffiths set up laws against taking timber out of the area, taking it to other places. There were pretty steep fines for that. The first offense, I think, was $50, and then every offense after that was $100, which is pretty substantial.
By 1864, the gold camp phase of the Griffith Mining District had run its course, and most of the family had left for other areas of the West.
It was beyond the metallurgical knowledge of human beings to make gold mines out of silver mines. So you have silver in this area, but there just wasn't as much gold as the Griffith brothers had hoped.
By 1867, Georgetown was known as the Silver Queen of the Rockies and was the largest supplier of silver in the world.
Georgetown's big thing is heritage tourism at this point. It's one of the better preserved places in the state, and that was intentional.
George and David's quest for riches led to tremendous business and community development that will be preserved for generations to enjoy.
Please give a round of applause for the pioneering spirits of George and David Griffith.